Alright, now it's time to run our first Docker container, which is the hello world container. Now the first thing, let's run the docker run command. So the command is like this: docker run the hello dash world, as simple as that. So this docker will run the command hello world. Okay, so let's run it like this. Now you can see that, let's Ctrl C for that. So you can see that unable to find the image world latest locally. Okay, now let's have a look on the Docker architecture again. Now this is something we already saw, but now it's a practical, actually it's better. Now what we issued is from the client is the Docker run. So the Docker run we issue it, and the Docker host or the Docker daemon exactly receive it, and it will check. So it is Docker run. So it will run this container based on this image, and this image is the hello world. Okay, so it checked the images on the Docker host. It will check for the hello world image. No, it is not existed. So what should I do? I need to pull it from the Docker registry, and in my case, which is the Docker hub by default. Then after I pull it, I will run and make container from it. Okay, so far so good, right? Okay, now docker run hello world. Well, actually, if you want a trick, now if you are using Linux actually or Mac, by typing shift 11, which means the exclamation mark 2 times, this will run the previous command. Okay, like this. So this will run the previous command. Anyway, so as you can see, unable to find image locally. So you can see we start pulling it out. So start pulling the hello world image. So as you can see, and you can see here the pull complete, and this is the digest, and this is something actually the hash. This is used to make sure that you build the correct image, and it's okay. We built the correct image because it is from Docker Hub, and the status here downloaded newer image for Docker for hello world, and the latest, which is the tag, as you can see, separated by 2 colons. Okay. Now actually the hello world is a useless container. As you can see, it is just run the hello from Docker and give you this message. As you can see, how to run Ubuntu and specific commands or whatever. Okay, so this is just an arbitrary, and it doesn't has any valuable information actually or valuable thing. But we learned how to run Docker container, and this is very cool. All right, now let's learn another practical command, which is the docker bs command or the docker container ls command. But actually I prefer the docker bs. Actually, well, it's up to you if you are docker container ls or if you are using docker bs. It's up to you after all. But from my side, I will use docker bs. Docker bs, as you can see, no containers at all. But where is our container? Now again, as I told you, this is an arbitrary container, useless container. It will run this thing and will exit. But where should I see it? Now by providing the docker bs -a. Now you may ask me, what is -a? Which is the dash all, dash all or dash all, which means all the containers. How did I know? By typing the docker bs -help like this, and you can see all the options we have for the docker bs command. So we have -a, which means all the containers, and the default show just the running. Okay, so I'm not genius, just as simple as that. Command, I don't know anything about it, just typing the docker bs -help, as simple as that. Docker image -help, docker whatever container -help. You will see all the options you need, because Docker is very powerful actually, and it has a lot of documentation. So docker bs-a. Oh, you can see that this is our container. As you can see, this is the container ID, and this is the name for the container, which is the name, sorry, for the image, which is the hello world, and this is the command. As you can see, it is arbitrary command. Now I guess it is the command that is responsible to show all of these messages, the hello world and blah 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 whatever. And you can see it has been created in my case 2 minutes ago, exited 2 minutes ago, and this is the port and the name of the author or whatever. Okay, so far so good. All right, Now if I want to check all the images I have on this computer or with the one we pulled, I can use the docker images command. As you can see, now we have our hello world image by using the docker images. So docker images, and you can see that we have all the images we need, like hello world, and this is the first image we have pulled. Alright, now I already have the Ubuntu image, as you can see, and this is the next topic for the next lecture, and there we will start handling Ubuntu and how to run a bash shell actually there and using Ubuntu freely. Alright, okay, so what we learned that we can run a hello world container, and it is very useless. Well, it doesn't do anything actually, and we learn how to see all the containers we have by doing the docker vs command and by providing the -a, which is all the containers including the exited ones. And we learned how to see and show all the images we have, which is by providing the docker images command, and you can see that we can see all the images. Now if I type --shell, you can see that I can use the -a option as well, but this to show the intermediate images, because by default it hides the intermediate images, and this is something we already talked about actually in the previous lectures. Alright, thanks for watching. I will see you in the next lecture.